fished in Peter's area for a long time. We've actually never really sat down and said hello to each other, but I've seen his boat and we've passed by each other probably like a million times in the last like 30 years. So my dad was a lobsterman, and Pete's dad's a lobsterman still too. So I don't know if that's that, but up until recently I hadn't really ventured past 3A either. But now that I'm taking a look, I get out a little bit more. But it's weird. But my whole thing, I started doing a couple farmers markets. I was getting angry at the facts that, you know, here we are catching like local product, and you know, not only just the lobsters but the fish and everything was right here. And most of our product was like going to Europe, or you know, not to people around here. People were like getting Canadian lobsters and all this stuff. And then, you know, there's like all these imbalances going on with like Canadian product coming here at like cheaper prices than really like we can even go out and fish for them. And they get subsidized, and there's all this kind of thing going on. And there's no tariffs at the border, so we just let them come down here with all this product and sell it for cheaper. You know, so it started to look to me like there might be like ulterior motives, like that Canada was planning on like taking over the industry over the course of like 10, 20 years. Like, you know, it was just starting to happen, you know. And no one was really doing anything. And like, most guys didn't, there's not much you can do, you know. So, you know, and then we've been battling like rules and regs, not so much the lobstermen, but, you know, the guys that are fishing. And, you know, it just started getting really bad, and it was very unfair. And the people that were on the other end in the government were getting paid these huge huge salaries to fight fishermen. And, you know, we don't even communicate with each other. I mean, like a guy like me, I mean, we really don't. You know, there's no unification of fishermen. You know, we're a bunch of guys that, you know, we know each other, but, you know, we're not like getting together and trying to like rally up any, you know, we're not lobbying in DC. There's nothing going on like that for us. And, you know, the fact of the matter is, it's not a whole heck of a lot of like fish or lobster out there where the guys are making any kind of money, just enough to survive, you know, and it's getting harder and harder for us. And, you know, it's like something had to change, you know, and if it didn't change, really, like, if it doesn't change for our generation, you know, our kids' generation, it won't exist. So, and like that's what's already starting to happen. Like the fleets are just thinning out, and everyone's getting squeezed out of it. Everything's gone up in price. The product's gone down in price until like historic lows. And like you don't see it on the news. There's like nothing going on. You know, no one's writing books about it because we're working so hard. We're just trying to make it. You know, and it's crazy. So, you know, I just started, you know, doing a couple farmers markets and talking to people, and, you know, one thing led to another. Adam he moved back. We were old friends from long ago, you know, not the best of friends, but we knew each other. And he came over and was visiting me and the guys. He's got a lot of the same ideas I do. And, you know, we had a couple of little sit-downs, and then we decided we were going to try to expand a little bit more, and he was going to come on, and, you know, we've gone from there. We've been trying to educate restaurants and, you know, people at farmers markets. We're trying to get a small CSF started. Joanne's been helping us with that, very much so. And, you know, we're trying to get the education out there to the people. Like, you know, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on. We have a great resource. You know, people need to start supporting it a little bit and being able to. Like, they're almost, you know, where do people go to buy stuff like fish, lobster? I mean, Stop and Shop. Definitely don't go to Market Basket. They buy all Canadian, and they sell it for like $3.99 a pound, and it kills everything.
So, do you tell us where to buy it? That's what I want to know.
You should buy it from farmers markets.
But if you
well, that's the thing. It's just there isn't a very good source, and that's, you know, I guess that's what we're all trying to bring to everybody. And they're just really, you know.
Like if I want mussels, nobody's selling them at farmers markets.
Right. And
there's no such thing.
I know.
There's no
lot. Yeah, most of the shellfish grounds are closed, you know.
So, and it's very hard if you don't have a facility to be inspected. You can't bring shellfish like mussels or oysters, stuff like that.
Scallops.
Well, you can, yeah, in shell. Yeah, like everything. It's just like one pain in the butt after another one. And like, they're just very unreasonable, and like, people like Peter and I haven't really been trying to do this. You know what I mean? So it's like almost new roads being paved every day, and then they're making rules up behind you as you go. And, it's hard, it's very hard. I'm beginning to think it's like, they're trying to control food, and that's what it is.
They are.
They don't care about the resource anymore, like that's what they tell us, oh, it's the resources and this and that. If you look at like the fleet, it's all guys that are like, oh, we're like some of the youngest guys, you know, out there fishing. There's no young guys in, you know, the bigger boats, fishing for, you know, cod, or like the draggers and the, gill net boats. There's a few younger guys lobstering, but it makes no sense to even try to get into the industry, any of the industries, you know, financially. I mean, you really have to work for it, and, you know, not that many people are trying, so, yes.
What about, I know there's fewer local fish markets, but, you know, there's Belize and there's Grand Rock Fish Market, and then,
Yeah, they,
another one, that's where, I mean, they're looking for local.
right, they do the best they can, you know, and they definitely do. And then, you know, they're kind of in the middle of it too. They know, they get affected by the rules and regs, and I don't know, I don't really communicate with those people so much either.
So of those two places, local markets take your lobster, and, you know, they flay their own fish on the spot.
Right.
They would watch
Mulaney's
it.
fillets their own fish and stuff,
Yeah.
and they do a good job.
But like, besides Mulaney's, most fish markets, they buy from a distributor or distributors, and they have, you know, they don't have a contract with the distributor, but they just, you know, they get their lobster from the distributor, and if they're Canadians,
It's a
you
better
know,
price.
so what,
Yeah.
they don't.
They have to fight with the, you know, they're against the grocery stores, so unless we
Yeah.
really, you know, keep saying, we want it, we want it, we want it.
Right.
It says it on the
And we
lobster
will pay
cans.
the difference.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Canadian or
Or wild
USA,
caught
you
USA, right.
see Canadian, and it makes, you know, a difference to say something about it, 'cause
Yes.
otherwise,
You have to, 'cause it's
Yeah,
the
you
only
have
way.
to. Say, I won't buy it, you
they
know?
don't think that anyone cares, they think a lobster is a lobster, but a Canadian lobster has probably been sitting in a tank.
Exactly, those
Pounded.
lobsters they sit in a tank for months on end, they're never fed. Who knows how that lobster has lived the last months of its
They
life?
eat each other.
Let me just,
They
let me
occur
jump in for a second.
all over. You know, if you get poked by those things, you're all
Now, jump in for a second. Either we're gonna let everybody on the panel speak and then do Q&A, or we're just gonna open it all up. But I think it would probably be more productive if we let everybody say a little bit about what they're doing. And then we'll take the break, we'll come back, we'll do some more Q&A. Thanks.
So, I don't know where I'm going with all this, but, you know, and I'm not really angry about it either. I might as well try to do something about it, you know, for a little, give it some effort, because it needs it, and, you know, we're all in a situation, and like, the fact that the people aren't getting like fresh food here is just, doesn't make any sense. And I realize there's no cutting house or whatever in situ and this and that for fish. You know, you guys can get the lobster. I think the whole thing needs to be like remanaged, like statewide. You know, we should definitely, and the country should stop taking so much product from Canada. I don't know, you know, it's just, and send it maybe to Colorado or wherever it needs to go. Send it to America. You know, there's a big difference between the local and in everything. So, we need to wind it in.